Hey guys, today I have this video here from Rax that is called the State of Diablo 4 Season 7, and of course I wanted to watch this video. I watch almost all of Rax's videos, and this is a topic that interests me. You guys know that my opinion of Diablo 4 Season 7 is that it is probably the best season so far for Diablo 4. The problem is not the season itself, but the game, that when you go out of the Diablo 4 ecosystem, you have other games now that PoE2 exists that make you think about the opportunity cost of playing the game and not thinking I could be playing something else or whatever. Still, I think it is a fun season worth trying out if you like before. I wouldn't ask someone that doesn't like the game to try it, but if you like before and haven't tried the season, you could try it. You could try it because it is the best season yet. Still, the game itself needs a lot of love, and I hope it gets it in the future from Blizzard, dude. Because we the players, we love the game, but Blizzard, love the game as us and improve it. But let's see what Rax has to say.
Hi everyone, it's Rax. Diablo 4 just released Season 7. We usually always make this video kind of recapping my thoughts on it. And there is definitely a divide within the community now with PoE2 being out. A lot of people having very strong opinions about Diablo versus Path of Exile.
Yep.
So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the season and the updates itself. And then more into my thoughts on how it fits into the greater picture of things. So I've already leveled up 3 characters, all to max level 60.
Nice.
And on the third one, the Rogue, I tried to see how fast I could go from level 1 to 60 using absolutely nothing. That means no codex of power, no NPCs of any kind, no buying gear from the vendors, no gambling, literally no room.
I told you guys in my other video, I believe it was yesterday, that you can go, well, he's doing it. What I told you guys, he has 7.7 levels that he haven't used, because you are so powerful, you blast so fast through levels that you don't need to go using your points every level. You don't care, brother. You just don't give a fuck. Like the first levels you do because you need those skill points to be able to kill monsters. But after a while, you are just killing everything and you go like 10 points without using your points. It is so stupid, dude.
No gems, nothing. And I was able to complete this run. You see the timer in the bottom right in 2 hours and 37 minutes. If I did it again, it could be even faster, like a 220 run. So 220, 1 to 60. And then from there, you can get to Torment 1 10 to 15 minutes later. And then you can farm everything in the game in Torment 1. So there hasn't really been anything added to the base experience. We do have the armory now, which is a nice quality of life feature, but nothing to actually extend the base life of the game in terms of the end game.
Exactly. Like, in terms of the new power for the season, you guys know that I love this season because they are giving basically more than ever. Because in the first season we got the malignant powers, a little bit of something, and in the second season we have the vampiric powers, a little bit of something. But in this season we got basically those two combined in just one mechanic with the witch powers and the things that you can socket. So you are getting basically more than ever, which is cool. But at the same time, we have nothing new to do. You could say, no, the headhunts. Ah, brother, the headhunts is the green hell tide or the purple hell tide or whatever. It is just spamming whispers. It is not something new. It is not a new way of playing the game, dude. So, yeah, basically there is nothing to do. And with this thing that you level really fast, I am not trying to say that leveling fast is bad. In fact, I do like that you level fast. The problem is that once you level, there is nothing to do, because if you level fast, because you guys know that, for example, in WoW, in World of Warcraft, I hate leveling, but I love the end game, so I want to level as fast as I can to get to the end game, because in the end game there is a lot to do in WoW. You can do a lot of things in the end game in WoW. So if you level up fast, and there is a lot of things to do after you level, I am happy. The problem in D4 is that you level up fast and then there is nothing to do, right? That is a problem.
The season itself, I think, is one of their best ones. So the previous 6 seasons, one of the best ones was the vampire power theme, which was season 2. And admittedly, they took that theme as inspiration and they tried to make it better. And I think that they have done that. The worst thing
Yeah,
about the
agree.
vampire season, if you remember,
And in my opinion, they should keep doing this. I love seasons that give you borrowed power, like this and like the vampire. I love it because it is something new to make builds, to create cool stuff, and it just lasts for one season. And if there is a power that people universally love, they usually bring it back in the form of a unique or a legendary aspect. That has happened before with vampiric powers. For example, the aspect of the metamorphosis that converts you in bats and you evade. Like in a wave of bats. That was a vampiric power, and since people loved it, they brought it back as a legendary aspect. So I do like that they keep and I hope they keep bringing back seasons with borrowed power like this.
was actually upgrading the powers. The way that the user interface worked for it was a disaster. This user interface is much easier to use and much more simple.
Yes.
Big improvement there. The way in which you collect the powers by going to the different zones and doing the events, some people are arguing, wow, it's just purple Helltide. We have the pink
Exactly.
glow to celebrate it. Yeah, I guess that's fair, but I thought that the events were more fun than the vampire powers one.
Yes, it is.
And I really liked the powers. I liked the powers and the way that they work.
In this headhunt zone, you are always hitting mobs. It is a really dense area with monsters and mobs and stuff to kill. Like, you never stop killing stuff, to the point that it sometimes feel like you are exactly never stopping. You don't have a time like to go back to town to sell or to do the whispers or whatever, because you are always hitting something. It is cool, but at the same time, you don't have a break.
And I really like the way that they look. You see that glowing doom orb circling around me and going to kill enemies for me. I like the blues and the greens. I like that the game is very colorful. Better for me than in the vampire season where everything was just solid red.
Yes, I agree with this.
I guess you could say that there's maybe a lack of creativity here because it's essentially just the reskinned vampire theme and an improved version. But I'm not really much of a negative Nancy. I'm not just going to complain about everything. I think you took one of your best seasons, and I think you
And
actually
improved it.
did make it better. So I give you
Exactly.
credit for that. And I did
Same.
enjoy playing through. I did 3 playthroughs on Rogue, Druid, and Necro, and I enjoyed myself. So no, like, I don't need like some big document here to explain it. That's essentially the main things that have changed. I guess the balance changes.
Brother, I was here. I don't know what you guys do. This is completely out of topic. But I cut my feet's nails with my hands. I don't use the tool. I don't know how you a nail cutter. Do you call that in English? But since this is a savage practice doing it with your hands, I just fucked up one of my fingers and I am bleeding.
We still have Necros hitting for trillions and trillions, so we just have the next problem. It's just passed from Spiritborn onto Necro. Getting these outrageous numbers out of the game would be beneficial.
Yes,
They
I
seem
agree.
to still keep plaguing the game. I didn't play the PTR. I tried to. I couldn't log in, so I just played PoE 2 instead. I said, forget it. But
I
we
didn't play
really
the
need to
PTR
start
either.
honing in all of these for all of the different builds, so everything is a little bit more balanced. So now here comes the $1 million question. Everyone's been talking about it nonstop in my chat for 2 straight days. It's the age-old question.
I have to say something positive about D4 now that we are looking at this gameplay. And it is that the game still looks cool. The abilities when you are fighting still looks cool. Don't tell me this rogue going around throwing knives doesn't look cool, because it does look cool, dude. You wanna be this rogue throwing knives around. And I am playing the barbarian. It looks cool as fuck, hitting stuff, breaking stuff. It is cool, dude.
Of Path of Exile versus Diablo 4, and where does Diablo 4 go from here?
I think that the divide is going to keep being like, oh, and it is not true, but it is the perception of people. oh, the PoE2 is for sweats and D4 is for casuals, and people assume that being a casual is being brain dead, which is not the case. Being casual just means you have less time to play the game, not that you are stupid. And I hate that the perception of people is that casual players are not real gamers or are stupid or whatever. No, brother, these are just people that have stuff to do on their lives, so they have less time to waste on a game or to enjoy in a game, if you want to see it that way. But it doesn't mean that they are not gamers or they are stupid, bro. So, but I believe that not only the perception of the community, but also the way that Blizzard handles the game is going to keep focusing on the casual audience, which in terms of Blizzard, I agree with this decision, because I think that the hardcore audience already assumes that PoE2 is better. And instead of trying to gain them back, retain the audience that you already have that is yours, which is a casual audience. But improve the game for them. Because again, yes, you have them in terms of time spent in the game with the casualness, but you don't have them in terms of complexity in the game, because even for casuals, the game is too simple. Again, casual is not the same as stupid.
And all of that. So Diablo 4 definitely, after coming back and playing it, I definitely see that it does have an appeal to some people. Diablo 4 is very relaxing.
Yes.
Not too difficult to the game. You're just chill. Look at me. I'm just chilling. I'm just spinning around, nuking everything with almost nothing. Very easy to level up, very easy to power up. And if you don't take gaming all that seriously, or you don't have all that time, or when you do game and you just want to relax, Diablo 4 is actually pretty great
Awesome.
for that.
Yes, it's great.
And people were arguing like which graphics are better, PoE2s or Diablo 4s. Guys, I have a secret for you. They're both really good. Diablo 4 is more cartoony. But
what changes is the art style. The art style. I like both art styles. I believe both games had great graphic style, art style, atmosphere. What I said in my other video was that D4 was completely on top before PoE2 release, right? Because PoE1, let's be honest, guys, to me at least, it looks awful, dude. But it is because also it is outdated, right? You have these graphic styles and these movements seems like 10 years ago. So, yes, of course, D4 look better. And now PoE2 is out and now it matches. So one of the things that D4 had over PoE, now they don't have it over, because I like both of them, but now you can confidently say 100% D4 has better graphics because now they are competing, right? But I still like both styles. I think both look great. For example, I will piss some people off, but I think that the Druid in D4 looks way better than the Druid in PoE2. If you haven't seen the Druid in PoE2, you can put in YouTube Druid PoE2, because GG already showcased the Druid. Yes, the Druid is not released, but they showed the bear when you convert, when you transform into a bear for the Druid. I like the Druid in the transformation. I am talking about the graphics, the way it looks in Diablo 4, way better, because you are actually a were-bear, a dude that is a bear. In PoE2, you transform completely into a fucking bear. Brother, I don't like it that way. I don't like it that way. But it's those little things where every game makes its stylistic decisions.
That doesn't objectively make the graphics worse. I like how colorful it is. I like colorful, cartoony games. I think Torchlight looks fine. I think Kingdom Hearts looks fine. So,
wow. WoW has retained the charm, and it doesn't look outdated because of the cartoony art style.
I like the art style of Diablo 4. So the people that were ragging on that, in comparison, that doesn't make any sense to me. The problem here is, again, in the base game, just the substance. It's very fun to go through the campaign one time and to climb up to Torment 4 and then to kill a couple tormented bosses for a mythic unique. But I really think the replayability of this game is just not really there. And then
Exactly.
people argue,
Yeah,
well,
I
Path
agree
of
with
Exile
this.
2, the end game is bad too. You run maps and you kill the pinnacle boss and you can one-shot him and that's all it is. Well, yeah, maybe right now, but remember, grinding gear games said that they're rushing.
And it is not that like that right now either. It is like that if you play, I don't know, a Spark bullshit sorcerer. But if you go with your own build, the game is not like that. With my rolling slam warrior, the game is not like that. You are progressing, getting gear, trying to gather your stuff to do the pinnacle encounters. There is a lot of stuff to do in the end game. And what Rax is going to say in here that it is going to change. That is what he's saying, right? That the game is going to improve.
Yeah, maybe right now, but remember.
Maybe right now, exactly. We have what 30-40% of what the game is going to actually be on release. So it is not the same. It is not the same, dude. In Path of Exile, there is a lot of stuff to do. And since there is even more build variety, you can even start again. And since you actually do the campaign and not blasting the end game from level 1 like in D4, you actually want to try different characters. So there is a lot more replayability.
Grinding Gear Games said that they're rushing a major content patch and balance patch, which I expect to be here in maybe a month or less.
Please,
That's
please. Bro, let it not get too much. Let it be like to the last of February tops to get us the Druid and the Hunters in PoE2, please.
Probably immediately not only fix all of that, but also add a lot of content. By the time that the game releases, I am certain that the end game is going to be very, very heavily revamped because
Yes,
the output of the team historically over the years of PoE1 has been so high. So, I mean, it's actually kind of a difficult question because when I think about it in the grand scheme of things, Diablo 4 really kind of does its job. It's really good for casual people, which is the bigger slice of the pie, or just gamers that just kind of want to chill or don't want anything too complicated. That's most of the people. And
exactly.
Diablo 4 seems to do still a very godly job of making money. Diablo 4 is just making so much money from not only the cost of the base game, but the expansion and the in-game shop and the battle passes. I mean, does Blizzard actually have an incentive to change their direction?
Nah.
I'm not sure that they.
If they see the player numbers dropping, maybe. But we don't know we know the graph in Steam, but we don't know the actual player numbers on Battle.net. And remember, Diablo 4 is even on the Game Pass, so we don't actually have the real numbers.
Do would building out the base content of the game really make a big difference in their bottom line? Let's say that it would, for fun. Well, if it would, are they able to do that? Because, Blizzard has been kind of historically like a slow moving machine. How long would that even take? Have they already been working on it already or not? And then if they could, are they going to be able to get even close to the output of grinding gear games? Historically, it hasn't been there. So if they were going to do that, I'd guess they'd need more resources or a restructuring or I don't know exactly what. So I genuinely am not sure how Blizzard will take this or how they will move forward. But I guess at the start, for me to be more hooked on future seasons, I need more content in the game to gnaw on. I can't
Exactly.
within 2 hours and 37 minutes. I can't be max level, starting with nothing, the full build, already able to farm Torment 1, which, if you did not know, Torment 1 is high enough to drop all gear in the game, all mythic uniques, the ancestral items, all the witch powers. You can get everything in Torment 1. So now it's just a function of farming, and farming for what? There's no like pinnacle boss system. There's
what I said earlier, brother. Yes.
There's no real place to take your build. So if we want to continue Diablo,
the only thing that you can do is push tiers. which would be cool if the game had a leaderboard for the pit. Because right now the leaderboard is a third-party website where Elon Musk was at the spot 20, which is maintained by the community, which not everybody wants to do that. So you would have people that would place in the leaderboard that aren't submitting their runs. You could say that people that actually push that high care and they would submit their runs, but there is always someone that doesn't do it. And we need the official leaderboard, right? So a lot of people don't see the incentive to push for high peak tiers, which is the only thing that you farm for, because there is no leaderboard for the pit.
For if we want to bring a lot of the, by the way, another comment here, I looked, a lot of the streamers that had played a lot of Diablo 4, a lot of them did not even log in.
Exactly.
They didn't even play the game one time. Some of them, I'm not going to name them by name, but some of them that
I have seen it. I am not going to name either, but I have seen it. It is true.
They didn't even log in. Not one stream. So I don't know if they did that to send a message or whatever it was, or they're just hooked on PoE2 or something else. But
yeah, hooked on PoE2, bro.
Yeah, I think this is an inflection point for the franchise where some people are genuinely
because this is their best season yet, and if people are not logging into your best season, wow, there is something in the community, a disappointment, an inherent disappointment with the game, and they want to see some big shakeup.
Kind of fed up with this. I'm logging out to turn in these on expert, and then I'll be max level. I'll be 60 in 2 hours and 37 minutes. You can go faster, but 2.5 hours you can be full power in this game. So anyway, I mean, I don't want to ramble here. That's pretty much my thoughts. What I would like from Blizzard is I would like a state of Diablo 4 from them. How do they feel about the game? Where do they feel it is, honestly? Where do they plan to take the game over the next year or two? Another comment that I will make, because I haven't really talked about the game in its entirety since a couple months ago, but another point that people brought up, which wasn't really that obvious to me because I don't really pay attention to lore. A lot of people who bought the campaign were actually pretty upset because they felt like the story was not really advanced very much. There wasn't any signature fight, like we killed Mephisto's dog. Spoiler.
That is true. When you finish the clip, the cinematic that you get after you complete the campaign is an awesome cinematic. One of the best cinematics I have seen in a game. I have to say it, which is the one at this point. This is no spoiler, dude. Which is the one where Mephisto revives in the body of Akarat. That cinematic is insanely cool, dude. But that happens after you finish the game. In the game itself, nothing fucking happens. It is boring as fuck, the story, dude. You could have done this like this could be the start of the expansion. The end of the expansion could be the start. It is like we did a lot of stuff to nothing, dude.
Alert instead of actually Mephisto.
For nothing.
And it was kind of like ended in like the middle of a story of like a cliffhanger. I guess maybe that's a tactic to get us to buy another expansion.
Of course it is.
But people are.
It is. I will tell you. They are. What is happening in here is, yes, they want you to buy the next expansion to continue the story. That is obvious. But it is also that they are seeing Diablo 4 as a live service game, which it is, that is going to continue for many years. So they have to stretch out the story to have stories to tell. They don't want to burn through all the stories. And this is the reason why Diablo hasn't shown up. And in fact, I agree with this decision of Diablo not showing up. A lot of people say it is stupid that there is no Diablo in my Diablo game. Yes, but if they give you Diablo and you kill, obviously you have to kill Diablo. Then what? The game is still going to continue for many years and they already gave you Diablo, and now what do you do? So they are trying to build some epicness to you actually fighting Diablo so that they have at least 3, 4, 5 years of a story of extending the narrative of the game. That is what is happening in here.
I think justifiably upset that if you buy an expansion that it doesn't like have its own conclusion or didn't have a little bit more to do with the story, I think it would be fair for me to mention that because I haven't talked about that before.
We are in the same spot that we were when before the expansion. It is like nothing happened, dude.
Yeah, so as I said, they're planning on yearly paid expansions. I think people are starting to lose faith a little bit, especially with Path of Exile 2 being free.
Yep.
I don't think there's going to be any paid.
More content for free, and it is way more content. It is not like, oh, a little bit, or they are similar. No. Way more content.
Expansions. You buy some stash tabs and you're blasting. It would be nice to hear from Blizzard. I'd love a roadmap from them. I'd love to know what is the future direction of Diablo 4, because the first year and a half was essentially just
Blizzard, next expansion, don't give us just one class. PoE is beating your ass. We have to pay for the expansion. Give us 2, give us 3, give us a lot, dude.
Redoing all the stuff that they had initially done, right? There's hardly any systems anymore that they haven't completely redone.
Exactly. They spent the first year redoing the game because the game was released on an incomplete state, dude. And people don't you could say, well, PoE is doing that. Yes, but PoE is doing it in early access for a game that will be free. They are charging right now to get early access, but the game itself will be free. Diablo 4 was released as a finished product and you have to pay $60 for it. So it is not the same. It was released unfinished on purpose to charge you money for it. So they spend the whole first year just finishing the game, dude. Or redoing stuff that was bad. It is like, what the fuck, dude?
That's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, I guess that's my update on the state of Diablo. We don't have our normal Word document with 30 bullet points here, but the season, I thought that your effort here was pretty good. Yes. If I had to dock you points, maybe it's not so original. I would have loved a Pinnacle Witch boss where I think the things that you guys do with your cosmetics is very undersold. We need like a cauldron mount. We need a broom mount. We need to get the witches.
Rags, I love you, bro. I don't like this suggestion because I don't like the stupid stuff in the game. Like, D4 has a great atmosphere, a great feeling, gritty feeling that you are in this fucked up world. If I see a dude going around in a flying broom, it breaks the immersion, bro. It is stupid. No, please, no.
Pointy hat cosmetic. If those are in the game, I'm not aware of it. We need stuff like that. But the way that you've fixed the UI, the way that you've...
For example, those wings are stupid. I hate those fucking wings.
Implemented the powers, the visuals of it. I think you have historically done well in this space, and you continue to do well. So if we can build upon it with more content, especially content that takes some time to complete, I think Diablo 4 will be at least moving forward.
Yeah.
That's what I've got, guys. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. And this is probably one of the most divisive topics out there. Some people hate Diablo 4 and hate Blizzard. Yeah. I'm not one of them, but I'd be interested to hear what you guys think Blizzard should do at this point. Thank you.
I like D4. You guys know that I am not D4 hater. I love PoE 2. So I want both games to be awesome, and I want to play both games and go back and forth. Like if they stagger the seasons, you can go PoE 2, Diablo 4, PoE 2, Diablo 4. It will be awesome. That is my wish. But right now it is hard to commit to a season in D4 because it sucks, right? And I want it for it to not suck. I am going to at least get complete the season because of FOMO. They are introducing a pet, a crow pet that you get if you complete the season journey. I am going to get the season journey for the pet in D4. But when I am playing D4, like my soul is telling me you could be playing PoE 2 right now. So yes, I am not one of those that, PoE 2 versus D4. I only play PoE 2 because I am committed to the game. No, I like both games. I want both games to be good, but right now PoE2 is clearing, dude. That is the truth. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this, guys. This was an awesome video by Rax. He always makes good videos. I love his videos. I watch every single one of them. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole situation. What do you think about Season 7? Are you playing it? You're not playing it? You don't give a fuck about any of the games? You like both games? You went back to PoE2 because you didn't find the Season 7 of D4 good? Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hey bro, subscribe to the channel. It's just one click. It is fast. It is free. You get content. I get a sub. It is a win-win situation. Don't be like that, dude. Just subscribe. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.